The following podcast is rated D for dumb. You're listening to Dumbing It Down with Dave, the fastest podcast on earth. Listen to Dave commute to and from work on the New York State Thruway in his 2008 Kia Rio LX. He talks about pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. Join Dave as he asks and tells you how life ought to be. And now, here's Dave.
Hello, everybody. Wow, thank you so much. My name is Dave Canyon. Welcome to the show. Wow, really, that's a lot of enthusiasm. Too much enthusiasm for the show. Hello, everybody. How are you? How you doing? My name is Dave Canyon. I am the one and only solo host of this and every Dumbcast. Welcome to the Dumbcast, Dum-Dums. It is Sunday morning, 9:34. I am southbound on the New York State Thruway. And that voice you heard at the top of the show is no other than, is that how you say it? Is no other than, wait, when I say it, it sounds weird. I've heard other people say it. It is Alex Exum. Thank you, Alex. I'll be thanking Alex at the top of every show. Alex Exum, A-L-E-X, and then E-X-U-M. That is an interesting name. How many names do you know where there's an X in the first name and an X in the second name? How wonderful would it be if his middle name was Xavier? Alex Xavier Exum. Triple X. What a threat. Anyway, so Alex Exum has a show on Spreaker. And you can find it in many places, I guess. I don't know exactly. I'll have to listen to his show again. And, a lot of these guys are on Stitcher and Google Play and iTunes, and they're on 20 different things. I don't think I'm on anything but Spreaker right now. I have to figure out how to get my show out there. But anyway, so Alex had a contest. I won the contest, and he made me that intro, that voice over intro, professional voiceover intro, something like that, whatever they call it. But anyway, there's one with music and there's one without music. That was the one with music, and then I added the applause and all that stuff, and I think I made it just not a little bit better, but I just made it my own for the show. So a little cheap effects make it seem like you're actually listening to a real Dumbcast, a real podcast, a real talk show. Anyway, Alex Exum, the Alex Exum Experience on Spreaker. You can come to Spreaker.com and look up Alex Exum, and of course you can email him and tweet him and all that stuff. Everything is Alex Exum, at Alex Exum, at AlexExum.com, or Alex at Alex Exum. It's just, it goes on and on. That's 4 letters in the first name. That's like a perfect name. There's 4 letters in the first name, 4 letters in the second name. How can you go wrong? It's Alex Exum. So, anyway, there you go. Thank you, Alex, for doing that. I appreciate you making me the winner of that contest, and now I have an intro. I didn't think, and this is episode 34. I did not think that I would have an intro by 34. Anyway, and it's good because it's not too long and it gets to the point. I kind of wish now I had not written down, because I had to write a script for Alex. I kind of wish I did not mention the LX part. But then again, because I'm listening to it, I'm going, that's like one piece of information too much. I'm curious what you guys think. You can always email me at dumbingitdownwithdave@yahoo.com. dumbingitdownwithdave@yahoo.com. Done with a B. And I'm curious what you think about the new intro. Is a little bit too long? I don't think it's too long. It's like 20 some odd seconds, and it's everything I want to say. And the LX, as now that I think about it, it's kind of good that it doesn't sound right to hear it, but it's good that he says it, because that's the way I would talk. I would say, yeah, I have the LX, and because it's funny to me. I did a show, I forgot what episode it was, back in the 20s, not 1920s, and one of my episodes. It doesn't matter. You'll see it. It has weird abbreviations, prefixes, and cars with the SS and the LX and the whatever. Yeah, all these dopey suffixes for cars. And mine's the LX, and I have no idea what's large, extra, or lean. What's LX? I mean, what could it possibly stand for? Why can't it just be the Kia Rio? Why isn't Rio enough? It's a Kia Rio. It's 3 letters in the first name, 3 letters in the second name, and an I is in the middle. The letter I is in the middle of both of them. It's perfect. Kia Rio. Kia Rio. Speaking of which, today's mileage report. I like to give you the mileage report every episode because I am doing in the Dumbcast in my car on the way to and from work. So today, 217,773. Wow, that's a lot of sevens. Am I numeric today or alpha numeric or something like that? I don't know. I'm just pointing these things out today. Tomorrow I won't point out anything. So yeah, 217,774 miles on this Kia Rio, 2008 Kia Rio. And the mileage report is brought to you by Pipe Dream. Pipe Dream. The show brought to you by the people at the ComedyPipe.com Comedy Network. That's Mike. He is also known as 3D, with his co-hosts Joe Green and Jefferson. See, Joe and Jefferson. I don't know what I'm doing today. Why am I doing that? I have no idea why I'm pointing these things out. Because that's what the show is. I hit the record button and I just go. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. Sometimes I think I know what I'm going to talk about, and then I never get to it. Hence the I support Trump Part 1, I support Trump Part 2, and then so it took me 2 shows to get get across like one thought. And then I didn't know I was going to do a Part 3, but I saw the debate. What was it? Debate? I think it was the debate and also the Billy Bush bus bash. The Billy Bush bus bash. Billy Bush bus bash. Anyway, so that whole debacle. So then I still support Donald Trump Part 3. And then episode 32, I apologize for in advance. The sound is awful in episode 32. And I think I figured out the reason is because I had earphones in for some reason. I don't know why I did that. I had earphones in there. That was dumb. And everything sounded awful as I was talking. I might have been a bit congested. And then I noticed episode 3, I did it without anything plugged into my phone, and it sounded as bad as it usually does. I got to slow down. I'm doing 75. I think you'll see in episode 32 that if I go slower, it seems a little bit quieter in here. All the windows are tightly closed. It's just the sound going past the car. So if I go slower, it'll sound quieter. The only problem is if I go slower, I get run over by faster cars. Because the speed limit, even though it's posted 65 on the New York State Thruway, it's really 75, between 75 and 78. You do 79, you're okay for a while, but you don't want to go past the 80 point. Take my word for it. There's tickets to be had once you get to 80. They don't want you doing 15 over. 14 over, 13 over is, I like to go to 13 over, which is 78. And I don't have cruise control, which would be great. I wish I had cruise control, but this car doesn't have it, and I haven't looked for an aftermarket part. So, but cruise control, that's one of the things this car doesn't have that it should. It'd be perfect if it had cruise control. All right, so I told you the mileage, who the mileage report is sponsored by. You got my name, the name of the show. You got the email address. Boy, I just worked everything in there right away. My Twitter address is at Dumb with Dave. Dumb, D-U-M-B, at Dumb with Dave. So I'd like to get the Twitter thing going a little bit more. I'd like to get more emails. Alex actually is my second or my second follower. I don't even know. I forget what he did. He did something. He even told me. I think he liked it. He clicked like or something. And I guess I heard another podcast today, some wrestling podcast. I forgot the name of it. Titus. I'm going to send him a message, a little note. I listened to a couple of his podcasts. I forgot there was some show. Just, put Titus, Titus in the search. That he was talking about the algorithms, or I guess the more likes or the more followers, the more you get featured, or I don't know. I have no idea what he's talking about. I guess I'll have to write Alex, see if he knows about that, or he does a show Wednesdays called Spreaker Live with Rob Greenlee. I always want to say Greenleaf. It's not Greenleaf. It's Greenlee. Rob Greenlee, who's the head of content at Spreaker, to find out what's that all about with the likes and the follows and do the comments help? I mean, do I need the algorithm to work in my favor? Is there an algorithm here? I don't know what's going on. I'm just doing a show. So we'll find out about that. But please, if you could click like, if you're on the Spreaker app on the left, there's the heart button. Click on that. And then next to it is the little comment button. Leave a comment. Hey, the show's good. Hey, show's not so good. Hey, whatever, F you, Papa Booey, whatever. And then what else do you have on there? There's no other buttons there for you. And email me, dumbingitdownwithdave@yahoo.com. Go to my website, dumbingitdownwithdave.com. Now, I don't know. Do I want people listening to the show at my website, or do I want them listening to the show here at Spreaker? What happens if I go to iTunes and all those other places? I mean, how does this all work? I have no idea. And I don't think I really care. I think I really only care about the show. I don't think I want to get bogged down in all that stuff. Because they got a thing on iTunes, new and noteworthy. I hear people talking about, and I heard Dave Jackson and I think Daniel J. Lewis, two podcast experts, talking about how that's overrated. That iTunes recognizes you as new and noteworthy. Get out of here with the new and noteworthy. You know what? I know I'm new and noteworthy. I know who I am. I know what I am. I am what I am. A little Popeye there. So I don't care. I mean, I would like my friends to respond if that's where the show is going to go to today, because I was kind of harping on that last night in my truck at my job. How all of my friends have really turned their back on me. It's just amazing to me, except for Mark. And it's funny. I still reach out to them, every so often, a lot less than I used to, because I just can't take the rejection. How do you deal with rejection? How do you deal with that? My wife is really good with that. She doesn't get a lot of it, but when she does, she's like, yeah, whatever. I don't care. I'm like, wow. How do you do that? She goes, well, what do you want me to do? I said, I don't know. They've been your friend for a while, or you make an investment in a friendship. The least they could do is be courteous to you, or whatever it is. Pay attention. And when they turn their back, it hurts me. It hurts me a lot, especially when I'm doing something. Not that this is important. This dumbcast is not important, but it's a little bit important to me. And even that, I don't think is really the problem. The problem is, if I gave you a list of 20 names of people who I've helped, or I've listened to, or I've supported in some way, whatever it is, help them with a joke, help them with a script, just listen to them on the phone for hours on end about their divorce, about their friends, about their sex life, about their job issues. It's just on and on, people talking into my ear about their problems and all their stuff. Very rarely is there no, that's not true. I got comedians that are very selfish, and they call and tell me about all the good things that are going on in their life. About their gigs. Oh, their gig. Oh, I met Louis Anderson. Oh, I did this. Oh, I'm in Vegas. Oh, I'm on a podcast. Oh, I had sex last night. Oh, my God. Like, okay, it's great. Good for you. Oh, you want to hear about it? No, not really. Well, let me tell you. So the first thing we did is, I'm like, oh. Then I guess you didn't hear me say not really. Oh, I thought you were kidding. I really don't. I'm not interested in hearing your crazy sex story. What does it do for me? What are you going to get me all worked up? What is this, like Penthouse Forum Live, where a heterosexual male tells another heterosexual male his sex stories? Do I really need that? Whatever. I don't think heterosexual has anything to do with that, but I just threw it out there. Does it sound a little bit gay? Like guys do that. They tell you, one guy tells another guy, oh, this is what I did to this girl. I'm like, all right. I just imagined that's what you did. You didn't have to be descriptive, but whatever. I'd rather hear what she did to you. I'm not interested in what you did to her. Then again, no, that's not true. I don't want to hear that either. Whatever. So just tell me you had a good time. You had a good time, you're going to call it tomorrow. Or never. Well, I don't give a crap. Anyway, anywho. So, here we are. Sunday morning. I'm exhausted, of course, 5 days in a row. I got 3 things to do today. I don't know if I'm going to get to any of those 3. 3 major things. Not major, but 3 things that stand out. And I'm going to be home in about a half hour. I'll see what my wife wants to do. What do you care about that? Why am I telling you this on my Dumbcast? Let's get to some meaty stuff. Let's get to the it and dumbing it down with Dave, all right? Where's that button? Yeah, let's get to the it. Can you hear that applause? I probably should have hit another button. Anyway, what's the it? All right, well, are we still talking about Trump? I was talking about my friends just about 5 minutes ago, how they disappoint me. Oh, let's talk about that. Screw Trump. I mean, I'm going to vote for him. I'm going to support him the best I can, but he's really sabotaging this thing. I wish I was his campaign manager. I really do. I really think that I would do so much better of a job. But then again, I got a feeling he doesn't listen. I just got a feeling he's such a maverick. Remember Maverick? Remember that word? He's such a loose cannon. He's so alpha male that he just is not going to listen to anybody. He's going to do everything all the time his way, all the time. I just think he should be destroying Hillary Clinton by 20, 30 points. And he just keeps on blowing it. Whatever. Okay. All right, so here's why I'm upset with a friend of mine. Or now I'm going to downgrade him to an acquaintance. He doesn't know this yet, but I'm going to downgrade him to an acquaintance. That's what I do. It's very immature. I know it's immature. By the way, when I say something stupid, I know it's stupid. When I say something ridiculous, I know it is. When it's embarrassing, I know these things. But you still can email me and tell me how silly I am. You know, I'll take any email at this point. It's ridiculous. I got 34 episodes in. I got like one email. I mean, what do I got to do? Click like. Come on. Help the algorithm. It's very important you help the algorithm. So, this dopey friend of mine downgraded to acquaintance. I'm on the meetup page, the meetup website, because I'm just looking at stuff to see what's in my neighborhood, what's around. I was actually looking for some boxing stuff because I got a speed bag and I'm going to do some speed bagging anyway. So, not tea bagging, speed bagging. You know, you know, we hit the bag. So, there's some experts and there's a website, Speed Bag Forum or Speed Bag Central, and I'm just trying to learn how to do the speed bag. It gets a little complicated. It's not as easy as you think. You can make it easy as you think, but you can also make it complicated. And you could be a much better speed bagger and you can have a lot of fun with it. It doesn't mean you have to be a boxer. It just means that you're a speed bagger. So, what was I talking about? The speed bag and... oh yeah, so I'm on the meetup website, and I saw this thing down in Brooklyn. It wasn't boxing. It was some comedy show hosted by this black woman, and it seemed like it was something that a friend of mine who's a comedian, who's also a black guy, I thought that I had sent it to him. I mean, is it really relevant that she's black and he's black? I don't know. I'm not black, so I don't know how relevant that is. All I know is maybe like most white people, I put 1 and 1 together. Maybe 2 and 2. But I figure 1 and 1 makes 2, so maybe they'll meet up. You know, this woman who's a host of some comedy show in Brooklyn, and my buddy is always on the prowl. But I think he does more white girls than black girls. I don't know if he does any black girls, actually, now that I think about it. So I sent him this share. I shared this meetup about some sort of cafe with comedy and whatever it was, some dopey thing that I thought he'd be interested in because he lives in Brooklyn and he likes to get out and mingle and he's a comedian. So, hey, look at this. Do you know about this? So he sends me back, you know, I send him a message on Facebook, you know, Messenger, and then he responds and he says, hey, man, how are you or whatever? How you doing? I'm like, he could have done that any day of the week, you know, over the last 6 months since I last saw him. But he hasn't. He hasn't reached out to me at all. I've reached out to him in the past many times, and I click like on his, you know, his dopey jokes and his stories. Not that they're dopey, but you know what I mean. I participate. Once again, just like in the previous shows I've talked about, I participate in people's lives. They're putting their lives out there, I participate. I try to be engaging. I try to be a friend that notices you. I'll notice you. I'll click like, I'll leave a comment, I'll be honest. I'll say I like it, I don't like it, I'll make advice, I'll do all these things. But you'll know that somebody's listening. You'll know that somebody's paying attention, and I'm putting my all into you. I don't half-ass it. I don't half-ass relationships with people I like. I only half-ass relationships with people I don't like or I don't care to know. So, can you hear those inhales? I'm doing the Trump inhale thing. So, I figure that's I'm going to start. I want to be like Trump with the money and the palace and the running for the president. But I figure I'll start with the heavy breaths, the heavy inhales. So anyway, he starts asking me stuff. You know, like, how am I doing? I'm like, how am I doing? Get out of here with that. How am I doing? I'm doing fine. I post, you know, my Dumbcast on Facebook once or twice a week. And as far as I know, he's never listened to one. And I've been to this guy's stand-up nights. I've taken him to Met games because I get the free tickets with the blood center when I donate platelets. And you know what? Like many of my friends, if not all of them, can't even be bothered by returning the favor and just showing me a little compassion. You know, little empathy. Hey, Dave's got a podcast. Well, I don't know if I can listen to the whole half hour, but at least I'll listen to 15 minutes and I'll comment. I'll click like. That's why I mentioned the email address at the top of the show. Just in case these guys bail. And it's okay that you bail. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. You know, I'm not everybody's hot chocolate. Even though I'm a white guy. You know, I'm not everybody's white chocolate. Can you make white chocolate? I don't know. I don't know if my mother ever made that for me when I was a kid. Because I was very allergic to chocolate. It would make me break out. So, I'm so tired. So maybe I'll end this short. I'm almost at my exit anyway. You know, he's asking me these questions like, I'm posting on Facebook, you know, with the website, you know, with the podcast. How come you're not paying attention to that? How come you haven't listened to one yet? How come you haven't commented on anything? How come you're so uninvolved in my life? How come you sent me a script? I took care of it within one day. How come I come down to Manhattan? I hang out with you. How come I call you? You know, how come all these things? Not just him, but other friends. How come I'm involved in your life? And you seem to enjoy it. It's not like I'm intruding. It's not like I get the rolled eyes like, oh, I can't. You know, I can't because I'm too busy. Whatever. I don't get that. You say, yeah, come on down. And not just with this one guy, but a whole bunch of people I've spent time with. Just can't be bothered. Can't be bothered to listen to my dumbcast. That bothers me. That hurts. That hurts my feelings. So he starts asking me questions on Facebook Messenger. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm busy. I got to go. Sit there and ask you a million questions because you don't want to spend the time to get to know me personally. You want to only get to know me, you know, literally. That bothers me a lot. I don't like that at all. 22 minutes. Well, anyway, so that's what I did a lot last night, was stewing, you know. Boy, I am tired. So I'm gonna let that whole thing go. I'm gonna just move on. Anyway, folks, so the Trump thing is heating up. We're getting closer. He's sabotaging his campaign. I'm still gonna vote for him at this point, but I just don't understand what's going on. I don't understand why he doesn't speak to the country. I don't understand why he doesn't I just don't understand why he doesn't handle so many things differently. And a lot of the hosts I'm hearing are saying the same thing. You know, the political show hosts, that he keeps on responding to her stupidity. He needs to overcome. He needs to remind everybody that he's the alternative candidate, that he's not a career politician. And with her, you get the status quo. With him, you get something different. You get something that works. And he's so off message. Man, it's just horrible. It's really embarrassing. He's going to Romney this. That's what I'm thinking. And I told one of my friends that. I told my buddy Jack. I said, Jack, he's going to Romney this. And he's like, no, he'll be all right. I said, well, all the numbers say the opposite. All the numbers are padded. They're wrong. I said, well, whatever. I just don't get that feeling. But he is attracting huge crowds. And I do see a lot of Trump signs in the grass. So I don't really know. But I'm not going to say like I'm moving out of the country if he loses. But God help us all. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't know. Anyway, 23 and a half minutes. I'm tired. I'm almost home. I'm going to cut it short today. Wasn't really chock full of stuff, content today, but I just hope it sounds good, and I hope you guys enjoy the new intro. Thank you, Alex. Once again, I really appreciate you coming through. You did a great job. And I got more work to do with this dumbcast. It's so much work to make it heard and to make it better. But I'm up for it. All right, folks. I think that's everything. Don't forget Comedy Pipe. The show they have that's live. Pipe Dream is live, by the way. Live. That's great. All right. Good day. Good night. Goodbye. Good luck. Good riddance. And Godspeed and great skills. Take care.